All right, gamers, gooners, and goners, listen. There will be no gooning during this episode, but I'm Iron Meta Frankie, and I'm here with.
DK10 baby.
Yes, this is episode 64 of the Overkill Podcast. We're here.
And we
We
are
are
queer.
here. We are, indeed. Very. And fake.
I guess I'll kind of kick us off with my first story.
Yeah,
Last week was
baby.
all about the Switch 2. I know quite a few of you enjoyed that episode. Um, and on this one, we did forget one thing with the big Switch 2 announcement, and that was, and I had no idea about this, but the Switch 2 had had an announcement with it, and this announcement was that with the expansion pass of the Switch Online, you can play GameCube games now. And at least at this moment, the three that you can play are Zelda Wind Waker, Soul Calibur 2, and F-Zero GX. That's the only confirmed ones that we have so far. Although during the direct, I do want to add, it looks like I believe they showed off like what was it, Mario Sunshine, Mario Strikers,
Um,
or it's called Mario Smash Ball, which I think is the European version. But yeah,
yeah. Um,
uh,
you think they're probably just going to keep that name this time? Or do you think they're going to change it to soccer for the U.S. like they always do?
I think it's gonna be Mario Strikers in the U.S. and then it'll probably be whatever it is over there in the UK and Europe.
That's always so weird. Like
But
they could just name it Strikers everywhere, but okay.
yeah, they also show off like TV Robo, Luigi's
Oh, is
Mansion.
that coming
I
back?
th- yeah, Pokemon Coliseum is another one, and then Fire Emblem,
Okay.
and Pokemon XD, which is always a good name.
XD
I
law.
I was kind of hoping maybe that we can get Animal Crossing, like the original one.
Mm.
But to be honest, like this isn't really a big thing for me. Like I don't think I'll be buying the expansion pass. With like the Switch subscription, just because number one, I can emulate any of these games on my computer for free, and yeah, it's just not worth it, bro. I don't know.
Exactly. It's
I know.
just have you had the upgraded version before?
No, I haven't.
Oh, I bought it probably 2 years ago for the N64 um emulator, and to be honest, it was probably one of the biggest waste of money that I've ever made because I have an N64 emulator just on my desktop, and I'm on my desktop way more than I'm on my piece or Switch. So it was a huge waste. I mean, the games were good. At least it was like the proper version of the N64 Mario and everything. But I think it's a huge waste because emulators exist.
Yeah, I know. I know a lot of people were like swing out about it and they were super excited. And I was just like, bro,
Yeah,
just play on an emulator, dude.
I watched Bo Black's soy out about it, which is really funny because he's losing his house. He can't pay for his mortgage, but he's soying out about the GameCube emulator. And then he posts on Twitter, he's like, I'm going to hold off on getting the Switch 2. Oh, really? Probably a good idea. Um, but watching him soy out about the GameCube games really was something else. I say buy the
Yeah.
basic one. Um,
Mhm.
the one nice thing that I will say they did is like because I bought the fancy edition, I got a bunch of DLCs for games. So like I got and this is for a year and you own them forever. I got the Mario Kart DLC and there was another one I think. Oh, the Pokemon DLC, I think.
Yeah, see,
Um,
that could be worth it because like it's not tied to the subscription where it's like you buy it and then like you don't keep it forever. So I could see that maybe like if I get back into Nintendo really heavily, I could see it being worth paying the extra money to get like DLC for the different like Zelda or for Mario Kart. I'm not sure if it was for that. Is it like only for that year that if DLC comes out during that year you get it, or how does that work?
yeah, I believe how it works is it's available for a certain amount of time. I think it was like 3 months. It it could have been longer, could have been shorter, but I remember 3 months. It's available. And then if you had the premium during that time, you would basically get the DLC assigned to your account, and then you never have to buy it. Like you bought it, it was just given to you forever. Which I thought, I mean, it's not a bad deal if you have a bunch of Switch games. It's not like a horrible deal if you were gonna get the DLC anyways. Which I guess while we're here, I do wanna bring this up while we're here since we're talking about it. The re-release of Zelda Breath of the Wild allegedly is not gonna have the DLC with the game. You know how for Mario Kart 8 how it came with the DLC?
Right. Yeah.
Um this is not the case with the Breath of the Wild according to IGN. It will
Oh.
be coming out Breath of the Wild, and yeah, Breath of the Wild will be coming out without the DLC, which is interesting, huh?
Yeah, that is. Well, and also it's a Tears of the Kingdom pack. It looks like it's a two for one edition that you can buy here.
Yeah, so I think
It comes
that's
with
what it
both
is.
games.
I think
I
you
know
can
some of
buy
the
a twofer.
Switch. I know some of the like Switch One games are getting an upgrade. I'll have to look at exactly which ones are, but that is, man, that is pretty brutal. Because I
But
don't
what
I
if
don't get the point.
I already have Breath of the Wild digitally on my Switch? Do I get it on my
Right.
Switch too?
Yeah, you should get it digitally.
I
I guess this
better.
is for the people. This is for the people who somehow didn't get a Switch One and haven't played these two games.
Okay.
Um, so I guess that's kind of like the main point of them. But I feel like you should at least get the DLC with it. Because I mean, the
Yeah.
DLC's been out for at least what, like 6 years, 7 years.
Yeah, so they're charging you the additional $20 for the DLC. So
Wow,
90
dude, that's
if you want the
crazy.
DLC with it.
Well,
That is kind of
isn't it one?
crazy.
Isn't it 100 though?
Well, with tax, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because the
Um,
game digitally would be
it's
80
70.
now, right? Oh, okay.
Some of them retail, so they they say it's like they like adjust the pricing now depending on the game. So like some of them are coming out at 70. I believe a lot of the Switch One games are coming out on at 70.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I remember at the start it was like the Switch One was everything was 60, and then like halfway through they started doing 70,
yeah.
right? Yeah, it was. Dude, Nintendo been price hiking a lot recently.
Well, I know I know I know Nintendo came out with a statement. They said they kind of just said suck it up, which to be honest with you, I mean that's everyone wanted 4K and now they don't want to pay for 4K. Um I
Yeah, I mean, I don't. I was expecting the Switch 2 to be at least 500, so the fact that it's like 450 to me
yeah.
is perfectly fine.
Like I
Especially considering it was if you want 4K, yeah. And now, if the Switch 2 was basically just a Switch 1 with maybe like a little bit of like a visual upgrade, but still at 1080p, yeah, I could have seen it being like 350 maybe, or like 400. But yeah, if it's gonna be 4K, it's gonna be more expensive. So.
And what's the newest Xbox? The Xbox One X. What does that retail at?
That one I believe is, I think it was 500. And then the S was like the smaller version, but I don't think it had as good, like, what do you call it? I think it could do 4K, but it was like 4K 30 instead of like 4K 60 on a lot of games. And that one was like 400. So it was like 500 if you wanted like the expensive edition, and like 400 if you wanted like the cheaper one.
Yeah, so it's $499 for the Xbox X Trash Can Edition.
Fridge.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell people. I mean, they wanted Nintendo to catch up to the other consoles, and Nintendo, they're still behind. I don't know yet. I guess we won't know yet until we have the Switch. But everyone wanted them to catch up, and now they don't want to pay. So, I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of, I mean, people want their cake and they want to eat it too. So.
Am I crazy for this? I feel like I'm being gaslit. Everyone's complaining about the price. What did they expect? $350?
No, I don't. No, you're being reasonable, bro. Yeah, I think most people expected like 300, bro. I'm telling you, most people expected it to be like Switch One price, and I'm like, no, dude, it's not. If you want 4K, it's not gonna be that. If you want like 1440p, it would be like 350. But yeah. I guess we can hop into our next topic if we want to. We've been playing a little bit of Enter the Gungeon recently.
I guess we should.
Me and Meta over here been playing 2-player, and I've been playing some single player of the first one. But Enter the Gungeon 2 was announced, I believe, on the same day as the Switch. It might have been in the presentation as well, I'm not too sure.
Baby.
But this one is fully 3D. And it looks like the camera like moves around with your character. Like, it's more. It looks like it has more of a what do you call it? Like a dynamic camera where it's not like locked to your character, but it like swivels around. I don't know exactly how to explain that, but looks really detailed. They only showed off like a small portion of it. We haven't seen too much gameplay, but I just kind of wanted to mention it as a.
I can't tell if that camera is just part of the trailer or part of the game. I think it's just part of the trailer, but maybe not.
Yeah, I thought they came out with like some more gameplay. No, it doesn't look like they have any gameplay out yet. But I believe this is coming out day 1 on Switch 2. Let me see. Steam store.
It looks amazing. Apparently, it is going to come out on Steam. I think we're getting it Steam. I mean, I guess you're welcome to get it on Switch too. But do we have a price confirmed or not?
No, we don't even have a release date actually. So I don't know. I mean, I would imagine it's saying it's coming to Steam in 2026. So
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say $30.
Dang. Really? I'm thinking like 20.
Maybe. The original was 15. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll have to see, but yeah, it looks really good.
New weapons, new enemies, new graphics. I guess. Yeah, I guess we'll see. Honestly, I don't know how I feel about it. The first one is kind of ugly, like even for pixel art. I like the pixel art style. It's just like really non-detailed, so it's kind of ugly. But I don't know. The first one has a little charm to it. But yeah, I'm excited. We'll definitely play it. I don't see any more info on it.
Yeah, the first one that the one that I noticed mostly about like the pixel art is like it's very hard to like tell distinctly what something is sometimes.
Yeah.
Um, and like especially they try to like have really detailed stuff, and it's like more 16-bit art style, but it's I don't know. Just I think sometimes the artwork can be a little bit sloppy. Um, but yeah, I think with like a 3D art style, it'll definitely be a way better experience.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I'll play it. I'm always, we're always on the hunt for more roguelikes. So I guess we
Yeah.
should mention something I found while we were yapping about Gungeon is the Switch 2 apparently is also going to have a delay in China. Now, I don't know if you knew this, but actually, the original Switch didn't come out in China until 2 years after it was released to the rest of the world. Um, and so this seems to be a recurrence of last time, where they are delaying it to see the demand that comes in from China.
Hmm.
Uh, um, the hurdles to success in China remain high. They need to improve the consumer experience while complying with the government policies. And there's also the issue of whether they'll be able to introduce major international software. Um, they they say that in China there are retailers uh, already allowing pre-orders. So yeah, I guess this is just interesting to me in that Nintendo seems to be making the same moves they were making with the Switch One. Obviously, we're not in China, so it's not really my problem. It does suck that the Chinese boys and girls will have to wait, but it looks like they might be getting another year delay or 2 year delay.
Yeah, and there's also it also says that there's strict regulations around video games in the region, so it's harder to release video games in China. And also, you have to find success in that region. So it's not just about releasing them, but it's also about marketing and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So
So
we'll
that
have
was
to
I just
see.
thought that was interesting. Um,
Also, I don't know how forget. Have you like seen any videos on like how the Switch 2 actually like improves on the Switch One? Because I've heard the Joy Cons, the fact that they're like magnetic
uh
and they
huh.
go in from the slide, like the sides instead of being like slip on kind of things. I've heard it's actually like way better to like play in handheld mode than the first one. But
Yeah, I haven't heard anything super crazy. I think the biggest benefit is for adults. The controller, because the screen's a little bigger, it feels way better, especially for like men to play on. Um, and so like yeah, I've heard it's easier to hold, and then I've also heard the Joy Cons are they feel a little more premium, but that's about it, and it's mostly because of that magnetic fit. Now I was never a fan of the rails. I've always thought the rails were a weak point. Those were the kind of rails that you see like whenever you build a desk. There'll be like stuff that you slide. You have one of those pieces of the desk that slides in and out, and that's what those rails always reminded me of. So I was always ready for them to snap right off. And if you ever watch anyone ever like try to break a Switch One, those rails are always the point that breaks first.
yeah,
Um, I think it looks more premium. I think it's probably gonna feel more premium. I think the part that I'm most excited for um, is this premium experience, but also just the handheld mode. It looks way more enjoyable with that larger screen. I also think they're going to do that thing where in about a year or two, they're probably going to release a cheaper edition. Like they did with the Switch One, there's probably going to be some sort of handheld only version, or maybe they do a downscale back to 2K. I don't know why people would want that, but with all this bitching about prices, I'm sure people will get them. Oh, I think one of the other benefits too. So if you remember, The whole thing with the Switch One was that you had to bring those weird things that you would slide onto the rails to like use on top of the Joy Cons. If you wanted to use like the little baby, each Joy Con is like a baby controller. And some benefit I see with the magnet is that you don't need that slidey piece anymore, and you just take the Joy-Con off, and it already has the left bumper and right bumper already ready to go. Um,
Mm.
which I don't think many people played with the baby controller.
Um,
And
I
if
remember
they,
a lot of people like at my school did just for
Mhm.
like 1v1 Mario Kart, stuff. But other than that, I mean, yeah, no one really played with like the sideways controller. The only one thing that I would like to say is like the sticks still remind me of the Switch One, so I'm kind of like scared that there's still going to be some sort of Joy-Con drift with these. It looks
No,
like they put like a little bit of protection on it, but I don't know. We'll
yeah,
just have
so
to see
that
on
that
that.
was their improvement. I did forget to mention that. I forgot. They added a like a dust cover, they call it. How well that works, I don't know.
Yeah,
Um, let me see.
yet to be seen, I guess. Well, I know that like
Um,
the problem with the original Switch was like you moving around the controller would actually like scrape the internal part. So it wasn't really like that dust got into it. It was more of like the friction of the controller, like the
mm,
stick against. They had like a metal connector thing,
mm-hmm.
and basically you would be like scraping it against the metal like conductor, and it would basically like find out where the stick was based on where the connection was, kind of like a touchscreen,
Yeah,
and it would just scrape against that constantly while you were playing, and so that's why like eventually you would scrape off all the like metal bits, and it wouldn't like connect as well, from what I understand. So that's why for me like the dust cover, I'm like I don't believe it's gonna fix much.
probably
Um,
not. No.
and I mean I'm already looking into getting maybe a pro controller for it. If it uses the regular Switch One Pro controllers, I'll just use that. But
I don't know. Um, I don't know.
hmm,
Have you looked into that?
no, I haven't. But guess we can maybe maybe
I'm
later.
already
But
on the case.
okay.
Uh,
Do we want to talk a little bit about Mario Kart World or?
I'm I'm seeing that this. I'm getting a no. Um,
Interesting. Okay.
but the Joy Cons are obviously not going to work. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why it wouldn't work, but you know, there a lot of companies aren't known. Oh wait. Well, the Google AI says yes, and they're basing it off of
Okay.
Nintendo. Oh, Nintendo has an
Okay.
article. Uh, I'm on the case.
Hey, my guy's live researching mid
I
episode
am.
base.
Oh, you can. Yeah, you can use
Nice. Okay.
the original. Oh, you can even pair the original Joy Cons. That is kind of interesting.
Oh wow.
Um,
Okay.
I don't know how you charge them, but it says you can. Um,
Oh,
yeah.
you probably, a lot of people have that like charging grip, you know what I mean? The grip that charges them
Oh,
that you can
yeah,
like plug in.
yeah. So you
Yeah,
can just use the Pro. All right. Well,
that's
there
nice.
you go, folks. There you go. So you don't even have to invest in the Pro controller off the bat. You can hold off and get that later.
And
Um,
I bet also at some point they're gonna release some sort of like GameCube, like they did with the Wii U and the Switch. They're probably gonna launch some sort of GameCube extender, or what do you call
oh
it? Like
yes.
you know, ports. Basically, it'll add ports so you can plug in a GameCube controller. Especially, I'm sure that's gonna come out with the next Smash game. Um, and maybe that would be kind of a fun episode we could do. Uh, ranking which Smash characters are not going to be in the next one.
Oh yeah, I think we floated that idea before. I think it's something we're gonna do for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I'm cleaning off. I'm actually cleaning off my Switch One controller now that I know it can be used. So that's really awesome. We have a release date of June 5th
Yeah,
on the website. All right. Wow.
nice. Well, I guess we
Um,
can kind of move on here.
I guess
I
so.
wanted to talk about this, but
Here we go.
I'm a big Mario Kart guy. I played a lot of Mario Kart 8, and I'm excited for Mario Kart World. Um, just for me personally, though, the way that this game is looking, it looks a lot like Mario Kart Tour to me. I think it's like the way the carts turn and the way like the drifting is working, and just like the way you get like hit by items and stuff. It looks very janky and it looks very mobile to me. Uh,
Getting PTSD.
but
Oh shit.
yeah,
Excuse my French, but oh no.
what's happening?
Well, I'm watching this stream link that you posted.
Oh,
Or the stream VOD.
yeah.
Yikes! This does look like Tour, like the art
I know.
style.
I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. Not. I don't even think the art style. I think it's just like
Even
like
this
the way you
track.
drift, the way you like turn. You can also. It looks like if you trick off of like a mushroom or something that gives you like a jump boost, you can trick in midair, which is
Mm.
kind of interesting. Um, I don't know though. I mean, it's a Mario Kart game, so it's not like I don't think you can get like tons of hours, especially even out of like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I didn't get too much hours out of that one.
I think you got like 300,
Just
right?
because
Whenever we looked, or was that me?
I think that was
Or was that you on my console?
I think that might have been me on yours, bro. I don't know. I can't remember because like in the original one, I know for sure I had like 500
Oh, on the
probably.
U? Oh yeah.
Yeah, because
Well,
I
yeah, the
loved
remake.
I like the original ones better. I like the original 8 instead of Deluxe. But
Yeah. What do you think? Do you think they were like labbing this one whenever they released that deluxe one? Do you,
they might have. I
like
don't know though.
that was such a lazy move to me, but I mean, I don't know. Uh,
Yeah.
this track that they're playing on is just has me mesmerized. I'm sorry. Well, I am a little concerned because the track design also does kind of look like Tour on some of these. I know they have some Tour tracks in there, but
Yeah.
yeah, I'm a little nervous.
This looks like Moon. I think they have like a Moo Moo Meadows esque track.
It
I don't know
does.
if it's like
They
the
do.
original.
It's
Um.
at minute. Is it 34? No, that's a beach level. Well, I
Yeah, it's
guess
around there.
I guess it does look like a mobile game that has me really concerned.
Yeah. Again, though, we'll have to see. Um. Whenever it comes to gameplay and all that. Because
Yeah.
like I can't really tell just by looking at the screen. Also, interestingly too is instead of having 10 coins, you can have 20 now.
Mm,
And I'm assuming it affects your top speed, how many coins you have.
mm-hmm.
So you have even more variation in terms of like speeds.
Bro.
But I don't know. Maybe it's just like the way the animations are, because that's the thing. I can't tell if it's like basically Mario Kart 8, but with like more bouncy animations. I don't know. It's hard to tell.
Yeah. The benefit is that we will I guess if you're getting it first, I'll all the wheels are all around. I'll be able to see what it plays like.
Yeah,
I
I don't
won't
know.
be getting
That
the
I'm just a
Switch 2
little
until mid
concerned.
July, so
And yeah, and I haven't seen anyone online talk about how it looks like Tor to me. Like I haven't seen anyone talk about this and discuss it. And I'm like, bro,
yeah, you're
has no one
right.
like compared the two? I don't know.
Maybe people don't see it as a problem. I don't know. A lot of people like Tour. We're not those people, but
Yeah. Well,
Well, that is
I,
concerning. I
yeah, I guess we can move on now.
guess so. Wow. All right. Um, we got this little roguelike I found. It's called Dead Zone Rogue. Very discreet. It came out last October, 2024. I kind of put like in the notes like, is this shovelware? Like, how's this popular? I don't actually think it's shovelware, but I'm just kind of shocked because I don't know how we missed this game, but it
Yeah.
looks. This is like an example. If you guys pull this up on Steam, this is like an example of like what I mean whenever I say like a phone game that looks like it was, you know, a game that looks like it was made for your phone but is like brought to PC. It looks super stiff. It looks like it's meant to be played on like a little screen. I don't know, just something about it. Are you watching the trailer for this?
Yeah, I'm watching the trailer. To me, it gives me very much like Doom X like Halo, or like Doom and if Doom and Destiny made a game together.
Yeah,
That's kind of
something
like
like that,
the
right?
vibe I get. Yeah, because like you can walk up and like melee an enemy and you like rip them in part, like in half, basically. It's
It
very
looks
like
like a
Doom-esque.
cool game. There's a demo. I guess it's not even out all. It's not even out fully yet. There's a demo. Um, I guess
I
I
like
guess I'll try out the demo sometime and we'll talk about it. I'm just I I just don't know. I always like to bring these roguelikes up though.
Yeah, I mean, I've always wanted like an FPS roguelike, and I know there's been a couple of them, but to me the
Yeah,
art style doesn't really grab. Most of them it doesn't grab me, but I actually do think this looks kind of cool.
this one looks actually kind of cool. It's kind of clean. I the one that I have been playing that I actually really like is called Immortal Redneck. Um, the art style is a little ugly, um, but it's probably the best like single player FPS roguelike I've found. Even though it looks like everything's made out of like clay, um,
Mm,
but I, you know, there is no good FPS roguelike in my opinion. Like there is no equivalent,
mm.
and that's sad. I don't know if it's hard to like design mechanics for FPS, like roguelike FPS mechanics or what, but
Yeah, I guess like I don't know. Would you consider like I mean I guess not Warframe, but I mean Warframe does have like procedurally generated stuff, so I guess it's not really like a
yeah,
roguelike.
I
It's more
guess, but like
it
you know,
has more like scripted. I guess it's more like
a
I don't know. It's
roguelike is
not like
kind of like where
roguelike.
you start out with like nothing and then you go from
Yeah.
there. And so like if it doesn't have that element of like starting out from like dirt poor, I don't know. I don't know if it's the same. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hmm.
Maybe is that a nuclear take, but yeah.
No,
Um
that's I mean that's what like literally what a roguelike is. But I mean it has like I guess it has roguelike elements, not
yeah. Oh, it do. Oh, I guess we'll
That's
move
pretty
on to
cool.
your suggestion you got going on here.
Yeah. So
What
I
is
found this
this
game
candy ass game?
on Steam. On Steam, I was looking up games that are coming out, indie games coming out in
This is a deep cut.
2025 in April, and this was a game that came out on the 3rd, and
Wow.
it's called Eco Bridge. I think is how you say it. Eco
Eco
Bridge,
Beach.
Eco Beach. Sorry.
EKOH. Echo
Yeah,
Beach, maybe?
Echo
Eco?
Beach, maybe. Yeah, I don't know.
Uh,
But it's it's sort of a game where you land on a beach basically, and you gotta revive the town and help the townspeople It's very like Stardew Valley esque, and you like play little mini games, you craft materials, and you
Yeah.
basically make different houses and you rebuild the town. Uh, I don't know. It was super cutesy, and I was like, well, this is a game that I definitely would um, like to try. It looks like also whenever you enter the mines, you can. Looks like you have melee weapons, but you can also craft guns. It looks like. Uh, I thought this was made
Yeah.
by the Stardew Valley guy, but it is actually not.
No.
Um,
Some people already got some keys. We got some positive reviews. It's always hard to tell with pre-releases because it's usually given to friends. We have 3 updates and 1 downvote review. I don't know. Yeah, it looks cute. It's probably worth it. It's probably worth a play. Like, why not? Um,
yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
harvesting, particle harvesting. Interesting. It has like a futuristic setting too. I don't think we mentioned that, but it's kind
Yeah.
of like Stardew, like if it was in the future and it was like the 80s. Everything's all like pastel or neon.
Right. Yeah. I looked up the studio, Zenland Games.
Uh-huh.
It literally has 5 employees.
Well, there you go.
I don't know any of them though. So,
It's me.
but yeah, that's cool though. That's cool, man. We'll definitely have to try out this game. I don't know what the price is, but it's probably like 15.
Yeah,
Okay,
probably something
18
like that.
bucks.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
hard to
super
tell.
cutesy game. Definitely
It probably
gotta
won't be
try it.
more. 15. Um, yeah. I guess that's it
I
for
think
this
that's about
week.
it. Yeah,
Switch 2, we're excited. We're not listening to the haters on the Switch 2. I think it's an easy buy, and yeah,
yeah, bro.
we're
Hope you
we're here
guys
for it.
enjoyed the
We're
episode.
here for it. I'm about to nuke a Discord server, and
Based.
it's gonna be awesome. I hate this Discord server, so it's time to get rid of it. Anyways,
All right, well, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. It's been your boy Kirby.
it's been
Peace.
your boy Meta. Bye.